What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where yet again we are messing with the Backfire. This time we're not going to use Hunter's Fury, we're going to check out Umbra Initiative. And the reason why, I got this message on my YouTube that got a bunch of likes really quickly, and it said 4-piece Umbra, 1 Jarl with crit, memento, 6 blues, and it's master and legendary solo ready. It mentions strikers, and I've got a slightly different idea for that, but I'm going to come to that in another video. So we're here, we've set it up, we have got the Backfire on. What I have done though, I have set it up a little bit different. I didn't kind of want to be the same as all the stuff that's going around. And I did the same with the Hunter's Fury build. I have purposely not maxed out my hazard protection, because I want to actually take Hasbro from the actual seasonal modifier. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, you can see here that on the passive modifiers, we can add this one here. Hazard protection is increased by 7.5% for each stamina tier. And the reason I've done this is because I can just run and never use the active modifier. And that might sound strange, but the active modifier only lasts so long. We can look at it here. It lasts for 25 seconds, and then you've got to wait a minute to use it again. But the way I'm doing it, you can just build in more crit damage and have that 24/7, not have to activate it. You can turn your brain off from all the modifiers. The only thing that you have to do is kill a few blues so that you can get that maximum blue core. So if we have a look at the moment, you can see that it is on 4, and you've just got to get that to 5. The minute you get it to 5, you are golden. So at the moment, if we look at the stats, you can see we're at 62 crit chance and 108 critical hit damage. We are also at 90% Hasbro. So it's absolutely golden anyway. Anything that's going to happen now, bleed wise or anything like that, it's going to be like less than a second. It's nothing to worry about for the time that it takes you to build that up. And that is a really good trade-off for me. I prefer sometimes to just shut off. If you didn't want to do it this way, by all means, you could drop that critical hit damage roll in it and put another Hasbro mod in and be 100% anyway. But at that point, then there is absolutely no point in running this. You might as well. Well, you have to run that still, but I feel like you're kind of losing out a little bit, because obviously it's increased for each stamina tier, because we've got so many stamina tiers, because we've got so many blues in already, we just get it by default. So I kind of feel like that's a little bit of extra damage that swings in my direction that I just don't think. I think the trade-off is, you know, why activate it every now and again when I can just run without it and have some extra crit damage at all times. So if you're wondering why I'm doing that, that is the reason why. And as well, obviously with this build, slightly different than the Hunter's Fury one that was just bleed resistant and high on everything else. This is completely resistant to absolutely every hazard in the game. And that's because it's over 96%. I think it's 96.5 that you have to be. So 97 is golden. This build will actually go to 97.5 once we've maxed that stamina tier out. And the only reason you ever lose that is that if you die, you can teleport around and everything. That's fine. You don't have to rebuild it back up. If you die, you will lose it. So, and you got a couple other options as well. You could run Gunner, but I feel like we've got a load of armor regen in this build. We don't really need any more, especially that if we take again another look at the modifiers, you can see here with stamina tiers, you're getting bonus armor for every 3,000 damage, 300,000 damage you take. So, and that seems to include shield damage that you take as well. It's not just specific to the agent damage. If it was, then that would be rough, but it does seem to be shield damage as well, which is an absolute win. So I don't really feel like we would need the armor on kill from Gunner. The 5% rate of fire is a loss in damage. That's a little bit of a shame to lose that, because it would pay well with the RPM of the Backfire. 850 is not the highest, so an extra 5% you know, would be pretty good. But we're going to take the firewall shield, because that is going to give us 13% damage for an enemy that is in front of us, which, you know, is cool. But we can up that as well by adding, you know, your mods on, so make sure you get some decent mods. And we also get the active regeneration mod, which is really nice. It's 8%. And especially like me, where you can see I'm expertise 30, 38% active regen on the shield. That is actually pretty crazy. I do appreciate it. Not everybody can do that. 30% is a lot. It's a lot of grind, but essentially you're going to get the same results either way. I'm still a little tiny bit more resilient to taking damage, and that really doesn't matter because when you see how tanky this thing is, it's pretty crazy. So I haven't tried it in Legendary yet. This is going to be my first run that you are all going to get to see. I will go through the build in a little bit as well, but now you know the story behind it and what we're trying to do. Let's see if we can actually be a damage tank, essentially. So we are going to have to go in and out of cover a little bit. I wonder where best to start off. Let's go here. Obviously, like I said, the shield in Legendary does not cut it. And so far, the build is not cutting it either. But we've got no memento stacks. So that's something else to think about. Blue man, that's what I want. Come here, bro. Nice. And we'll trigger that. That's him gone. So a little bit of a rough start, but we're getting going now. As you can see, that bonus armor is pretty huge. But I mean, we can already see how tanky we are. You know, you can't do this with an everyday build, that's for sure. There's obviously some impacts in this first time I've used it as well, you see. Will be interesting to see what it's like when we are completely capped. So we need one more blue kill to be capped. We'll grab some ammo. Do you feel like I'm really tanky? Like I feel like I'm gonna die, and then I'm like, no, I'm not. Strikers, I think, would do more damage, but I think we've got some more survivability in this build for sure. Can't get me words out. I'm concentrating on so hard on not to die. But we really don't want to be down just in the open with the chungas around. One thing that is good about the Backfire for an SMG, the range is pretty decent. And this is also proving the fact that you could literally... Can't take cover in here, which is a little bit awkward for the build. So what I do like about it is obviously the survivability is good, but it's a different way of... Oh, he says that and then he's just about to go down. Holy smokes, I went down. Revive. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Whoa. Woof, 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 woof. Look how quick the armor comes back. So that's what you've got to make sure you're doing. You have got to still make sure you collect them tokens. You have got to pay, you know, that much attention to stuff. The in and out of cover is important if you want the survivability. I think I must have... Did I hit the trigger on my modifiers? Because I think I've gone down to 4 again. Maybe that's what caused all the problems. I mean, heroic would be just easy street. But yeah, as you can see, first time using it. Alright, just got to get used to it a little bit. Got to get used to going in the cover, coming out of the cover, making sure I'm still collecting these tokens. Because I mean, look at this now. Look at it. Look at it. That armor bar is insane. Can we get up there and get another one before it runs out? Oh man, how do you get up here? I don't think I've ever been up there. Maybe the game says no. But anyway, it's a huge armor bar. Pretty impressive. Let me show you how I built it, just in case you want to build it as well. So what I'll do is for this, I'm going to take the modifiers just off, and then you're going to see the actual proper stats. So we're at exactly 60% crit chance, which means you will build up to 70 with the modifiers, 108% critical hit damage, 70% headshot damage, and 14% health damage. I'll show you a little bit. Health damage, I would include if you're going to be running legendary with this. If you are not going to run legendary, you have a couple of other options. You could go with an improvised piece if you wanted to. You could then put in a protection from elites mod. You could put in some extra critical hit damage. You get some options of that. You could put a regular Jarl piece in somewhere if you wanted to as well. So you've got quite a few other options. You could put a Sokolov mask in and then put a bleed mod in it and put Hasbro in. And then you get a little bit of extra damage again. But then, you know, you're not going to do as much damage on the health enemies. So it's kind of up to you what you do. And then if you look at the stats here, you can see that we have got 60% Hasbro exactly. That's where you want to get to. Building the modifiers up to max will put you at that 97.5%, you know. So if I flip them on now, just so you can see that activate. So you can see by default, you'll go all the way up to 90. And then when you get that last blue tier, you'll get yourself to 97.5. Pieces that I chose, like I said, here's the Hollow Man, Hasbro, health, and crit damage. Like I said, I'll probably only worry too much about this if you're going to run legendary. You've got plenty of other options available if you don't want to run that. Memento backpack with all 3 tiers, which is nice, and crit damage. Again, that helps with the regen loads. And then you just need some Jarl pieces. One of them can be critical hit damage, like the person in the comments said. And then the rest of them need to be modded with critical hit damage in the mod slot, and Hasbro on the chest piece, Hasbro on the holster, and Hasbro on the knees. And it's such an easy build to run. It really is. But it is a very specific gameplay style with a lot of survivability. You've got to go in and out of cover. You've got to collect the memento tokens. And if you don't like doing that, then maybe this is not the build for you. But it's another option as opposed to the Hunter's Fury one that I posted yesterday. I think I do prefer the Hunter's Fury one. I like the CC that gives. I also like the armor on kill that gives. That's kind of nice. Although this gives a lot of bonus armor. Armor on kill 20% is pretty good. And then obviously we ran Gunner as well to get 30%. But then I could just switch in Gunner on this as well and take away a little bit of the damage and give myself some bonus, you know, armor on kill as well. And that would probably work. There's a lot of options there. Anyway, big shout out to Greenblood again for putting that in my comment section. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Thanks for watching, agents. I'll see you in the next one.